Welcome. Ever wonder where they all went? Where are our noses gone?
Maybe the mystery isn't just about broken noses. Maybe it's about how much of history we still not understand. And honestly, the more I learn, the more questions I have. If you feel the same, so you are not alone. I am now in the Grand Egyptian Museum. Let's walk and talk. Have you ever asked yourself why almost all ancient Egyptian statues are missing their noses? Kings, queens, gods, even the great Sphinx itself. Is it because of time, thieves, or is there a much deeper reason? Let's find out. I'm not an expert, I'm just thinking with high voice, and anyone have an opinion, please comment. First aspect, a clear phenomenon that needs no proof. In every museum around the world, you will see the same scene. Egyptian statues without noses. Not Greek statues, not Roman statues, only Egyptian. And repeatedly. This is not a coincidence, it's a very clear pattern. Now the second aspect. The statue was not just a stone, but a living being. The ancient Egyptians did not view statues as work of art. They saw them as living beings. So the statue could, according of course to their beliefs, to be inhabited by the Ka or the Ba, its meaning the soul and the vital force. It could breathe, it could receive offerings, and of course it could act on behalf of the person or deity it's represented. And the key of life was the nose. Nose equal breeze and breeze equal life. So when the nose is broken, what's happening? The breeze is cut off and the statue is spiritually killed. Archaeologists discovered that the damages sometimes was not random. You can find broken noses on statues, destroyed noses on wall reliefs, sometimes broken arms. So the statue could not give or receive offerings. So now we have to ask ourselves, why did they do this? Religious conflicts? Political revenge? Tomb robbers afraid to the statue's power? I really don't know. But why does this matter? Why the broken noses matter? The broken noses, I think, reveal truth. That the ancient Egyptians saw statues as living beings, not just stone. Breaking the nose was not vandalism. It was disabling, it was a spiritual killing. I feel I didn't give any answer. Any accurate answer I didn't give yet. But I would like to say you something. The next time you see a statue without a nose, remember that it wasn't time that broke it. It was belief. A belief so strong that people feared the statue might breathe, might move, or even seek revenge. For me, the logical answer could be the nose. The nose equal breathe and equal life. So if a statue could breathe, it could live, it could act. Of course. Yes, noses was not accidental destroyed. Noses broken on the 3D statues. Noses scratched off on flat wall reliefs. Also arms broken to stop statue from giving or receiving offerings. Left arm broken so he cannot offer, and right arm broken so it cannot receive. Let's say it in other way. Maybe it was the curse of living statues. Let's say that some ancient Egyptian legends say that statues could come alive at night, walking through temples and guarding sacred treasures. So, to stop them, priests or thieves would break the nose, believing that cutting off the breast would kill the statue spirit. This legend became known as the curse of the living statues. It said that anyone who broke a nose without ritual permission would be hunted by the statue spirit. I read some stories, but I am not sure of it. Maybe during the late dynastic period, who fought over which god was supreme. So followers of one deity would deface statues of other gods. I'm sorry. I thought that video would give me a clear and accurate answer about the mystery of the pharaoh's broken noses. But now, I feel even more confused than before. Does anyone else feel the same way I do right now? Thank you.